Hello and welcome again. I am Princess, and this is Ready for a New Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me today. I am excited to be here. This is a journey. I hope that you were able to catch the last live recording that was titled What Reinvention Means at 40 Plus. You get to see my some of the effects of being in this age and going through this transformation. And hopefully there was some insight that you was also able to gain from that. Today's topic is going to be called From Pain to Purpose. And what I'll be sharing is my testimony about different pain points that I'm actually going through and experiencing right now. I mean, whether you're navigating a transition or just tired of being stuck, this video is going to be for you. And I'm going to let you know that you're not alone. And it's never too late to be ready for change. And so, welcome again. So, I am just going to remind you that this channel is about healing, growth, and faith and intentional living to inspire others to live out your full potential. That is the mission of my channel. So basically today I'll be going through moving from pain to purpose. If you want to interact with me, you can drop some comments in the chat. I'm always open for feedback. So please just drop a emoji or a hi. I'll respond back. I'm just wanting to know that there's people out there that are actually engaging into my content, so I know like exactly what I can provide around this specific topic, so that I'm giving you something that you're actually wanting to come and see. Again, this is me documenting my journey and what it's been like for me for this change. So, as I was explaining to you before, like um, this is a lifestyle change for me. Basically, I have decided to focus on my dreams and aspirations, meaning that it comes first before, any type of obligation that I'm making to other people, and everything else will fit around my dreams and my aspirations first. And so I'll be talking about what that feels like here, because I just know that I run into a lot of like amazing people who are just amazing with their talents and their gifts, and they are stuck. And I am stuck because it's really hard to pour into myself and my dreams and my goals, because it's so much easier to pour into others and to support others. And naturally, it works if you're pouring into each other, but we have scenarios where sometimes people just don't know how to do that, or sometimes it just works better for people to you know get their source of energy from the things that they work on individually. It just depends on your personality. I'm not saying that it all works for everyone, but what I'm saying is that I'm talking from a heart of from the position of a person that has a heart, who wants to help people and who just genuinely like sees people's visions, and have kind of a gift to be able to help um, move people along in those approaches in a methodical way, just based off of like certain lifestyle changes that you can make. Um, right now, for me, it's been very painful for this transition, because like, for one, the biggest thing that I'm suffering with right now is just my energy. Like, my energy is just like low. No matter what I do, I mean, I can have a great day, productive day, but then there's days where I'm just like completely dragging my behind around, and it's not a fun sight. I mean, during those times, I feel like kind of lost and stuck, because I know that there's more that I want to do. However, it's just taking me time to get there, I just don't know what it is. So that's what I'm going to try to figure out during this journey. So basically, um, pain, I know pain is not the end of the story. Um, some of the things that I have began doing to change, to go through this healing process, and the things that I've been doing daily that are just completely must, even though it was very hard, is that I do have a routine where I just basically I'm getting up in the morning and I'm going for my scripture journal. I'm reaching for some good word and good solid foundation of what I need to focus on and how it applies to me and what I can do and what I need to be able to break through that. Throughout the day, I'm going through and making sure I have good meal preps, because that's a part of my journey for my transformation through weight loss and just becoming overall healthy. So I'm also um, at least walking. And this is the tough part because my energy level maybe 30 to 40 minutes a day, and doing a 20-minute strength workout. I'm gonna be honest on this. I have not been able to keep up with that challenge of working out every day after the first week that I started. I'm about the second month into my journey, and it was great. And then all of a sudden, I realized that I needed to change some of the things that I was eating. I wasn't eating bad. It was just I was in a process of changing some of the core things that I needed as a part of my diet, and so I had changed that earlier this week because it wasn't working, and that was all a part of the plan, was to initially just try to get through a few weeks of seeing if that would work for me, and if it didn't, then I needed to make a change, and so I started that transition this week, and I'm finding that it is good. I think it's still too early on to see if it actually helps from an energy standpoint, but it's really hard and tough for me because I still want to do more. Like, obviously, my motivation level is just not there with struggling with that aspect of this journey. So I will continue to work on that and be able to provide a report out in that. Um, I'm going to go a little bit into kind of like what actually made me go through this shift and what inspired the change for me. And I talked a little bit about this on my last live in regards to just the triggering point. And what it really boiled down to is just I just wasn't getting any type of fulfillment out of my my life and what I was doing. Like, I was good at my job, but I just was not happy with what I was doing to pursue the things that I truly desired, which was obviously what I explained, being following my dreams and aspirations, um, and doing writing music, obviously focusing on business projects where I have more control of my time. Just sitting, just sedentary, just was really getting to me. And of course, there's no amount of structuring that you can do. You can be very structured and be successful, but for me, it was just, I just wasn't in a position where I wanted to continue to be sedentary. I think I'm just over that piece of it. And so there was some changes that were, I was notified, well, not changes, but I was just, some information was provided to me about some changes in my health that I needed to focus on. And I said, well, this is my opportunity to focus on me. Do I really matter, or do I just want to suppress this issue and then later on possibly having to deal with it, because I see it all too so often happen with other people just that I've met in my life, where they just did not take care of themselves, and they took care of everyone else around them, but they didn't take the time to take care of them. And it cost them their life. And people that are still here mourning behind that. And I just want to be a better steward of my life and my health. So I said, I'm important enough to do this, and I have to be true to the cause. Um, I still feel like I'm going through the healing process. I think the biggest thing for me during this step is just basically walking in purpose. Okay, so I'm gonna say that again, walking in purpose. For me, I that's kind of what I struggle with, is kind of understanding my purpose. Like, I knew what I wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to make it, you know, functional for me. And with all the talents, I'm have a lot of skills. Just I'm very knowledgeable in quite a few things, and but I really wanted to be able to live out my purpose. And what walking in purpose looks like now for me is just, basically making sure that I'm honoring who I am, and the divine being that I was created from. And I am um, making sure that those things are first. So, as I mentioned before, it's the scriptures. Like, that was very important to me. Like, for some reason, I had gotten off of not studying my scriptures on a daily basis, and I missed that so much. And so now it's like, nah, I'm not trading this for anything. This is a must. This is what I have to do before I even step my foot out the door. That's a must. Some people have these things down, but I think that sometimes we get busy in our day-to-day life, and we just say, oh, I'll do it later. Oh, I'll do that tomorrow, or I'll do that, blah, 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 blah. And then next thing you know, it's not getting done. And so these are foundational things for me that I know that work, because I've done this before. This is not my first rodeo around making a new lifestyle change. This is probably my second or third time going through a mind shift. And each time it's gotten better and better for me. So this particular time, the biggest takeaway is being able to, for me, focus on making new habits to where I'm healthy, physically, mentally, spiritually, and that my mindset is focused on my purpose and my calling. And so I'm working through, and I'm kind of picking through a couple of things where I think my purpose is, and how I'm going to use that on this channel. So just get, ready for that. I'm excited because I just know, just being me and being who I am, how impactful and influential that is to people that are going through their life journey. And it doesn't have to be like this real serious thing. It's just that it has to be serious enough for you to want to make a change, for you to live out your purpose as well. So, what it looks like for me is just staying committed. I do have some goals that I did put in place, as far as like the first 90 days of where I want to be, and measuring those things as far as my health is concerned. And I am on track with that. My health does come first. And so I am on track with those goals so far. And so I'm excited to be able to get to the end of the milestone. And I'll just put a little teaser out there for me. My goal was to lose at least 1 pound a week by the end of the 90 days. So that's 12 pounds. Now, I did push myself a little bit more. That 12 pounds is not a lot, but for women of my age going through those things, it's a lot. Now, I did say that I wanted to lose 2 pounds a week, but that's kind of like the high on a high scale. I'm being giving myself grace, because I don't want to be hard on myself, and I know that as long if I do these first 90 days and I lose at least 1 pound, a week, at least I know that if I continue on that trajectory, that eventually I'll get down to the weight that I really want to be, which is like 50 pounds lighter. And that's huge, but I'm taking one step at a time because I want to make sure that I'm not hurting myself and that I am, you know, living life and enjoying time. So right now with ready for a new lifestyle, pretty much writing again and creating content. So the journey that I'm taking with that in this channel is that I'm learning a new skill. So I'm learning Canva, I'm learning like these techniques on how to use social media. And so for me, that's also creative because I'm able to actually do a virtual scrapbook for my life and my journey. And I was always kind of into scrapbooking, younger in my days. I know this sounds all fun, but that just kind of like brings out the creative aspect because for me, I just feel like words are not enough to be able to explain to people. Sometimes you can say things and people, they only hear what they want to hear about you. And so for me, I think being able to share with you how I show who I am through the creativity on what I'm creating through my content or with my music and my poems, that it kind of opens up another level of perspective for you to actually see. So I am excited for that. And, my routine for me and how I'm staying grounded in faith is more important. And then also just affirmations that are needed for me to take the next 90 days to continue on this journey. So, my encouragement to you is that your journey is your story isn't over. It doesn't matter if you're young or old, male or female, your story is not over. Sick or not sick or ill, whatever you want to call it, you can still do these things. And so my encouragement to you is that, these are some practical takeaways is that you can actually just write about your pain to purpose journey. Like for me, I'm able to do that through vlogging and maybe shorts that I'll share on these different aspects of my life. Um, Definitely speaking affirmations over your life. So for me, things that I say to myself is, when I'm struggling, it's like, okay, well, I know I have to work out today. Why am I waiting until 9 or 10 o'clock at night? And then I'm like, well, the day isn't over. I can still, do a 10-minute walk on a treadmill and still meet my goal because I'm also active throughout the day. So those are also things that I'm monitoring with my activities and my activeness, and then just my levels as well. But I'm still doing a little bit, that I can. I'm not just doing anything. And so something does matter, even if it's a little or if it's one step, it's something. Just something is better than nothing. The other thing that I would encourage you to do is to get quiet and ask, what am I being prepared for? You know, what am I being prepared for? So I encourage you to like and subscribe and share this with someone who needs this. Join the comment sections. What's the one thing that you've learned from a painful session or season in your life? Um, Drop some comments for me. I love to hear what your journey is. If you just want someone to chat with, um, we could do that as well. At some point in time, I will be able to have some other email updates, but you can also reach me on TikTok and Instagram. Those links are on my channel page. So appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, and I'll see you on the next round. Take it easy.